Hi, thanks for tuning in. This is part two of a two-part series on the FNX 45 Tactical with the Vortex Venom 6MOA red dot. As you can see, right now it's not attached. Ended up putting it on a different gun. I'll talk about that a little bit. But in part one, we talked about what came in the box, which I'll just go over real quick. You get the gun itself. Vortex Viper is pre-installed. You get 2 magazines. The non-Viper models come with 3. You only get 2 on this model. And you also get this mounting plate for no optic, but you do not get the second mounting plate, which would include the mounting plate for the Trijicon style optics, which would also fit your Holosun 503C. As you see here, I have acquired the kit. Just another side note, you don't get this box with the stock kit. But as you can see, I have acquired the kit to mount the Trijicon optics. So now I have 1 Trijicon plate and 2 plates for the burst, fast fire, or vortex venom, and there may be 1 or 2 more. But I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. What you need for this is the plate and some hardware, which comes in a little kit called the FNX 45 Tactical or 45T Trijicon Mounting Kit. And what that includes is the proper Allen wrench size, 2 screws, and this plate, okay? For those of you who aren't super familiar with this platform, some optics mounting systems, you screw the plate down to the gun and then you screw the optic to the plate. This one, you line the plate up and you screw the optic through the plate directly to the gun. Okay, so it's very important that you have the correct type of screws. So that's what you want for mounting a Trijicon optic if you buy the one that comes with the Vortex Viper. Now, that plate can be hard to come by. If we take a look here, that's today's date just for reference. It is January 17th, 2020. And the FNX, this is what you want to get, the FNX 45T Trijicon mounting plate. The only place I could find that was FN's original distributor, Midwest Gunworks. That's their parts distributor. They don't sell directly to consumers. However, unfortunately, that mounting plate kit for just the Trijicon at this current date is sold out. It cost, I believe, about $36. Now, what I've been able to come up with, the only way to get this plate was by buying the full mounting kit, and this is the part number for you. And there's the prices. Sorry about that. Midwest Gunworks, it's $56.82, and it's also currently available on eBay for $85. Midwest Gunworks, you're going to have to pay tax and shipping. eBay, it's just going to be tax. This seller is doing shipping free, and you can also put in a best offer. I ended up going the eBay route because I figured shipping would be a little bit faster. It came pretty quickly, and I ended up paying after tax like $78 for it, which was overpaying a little bit, but my impatience got the best of me. Hopefully you don't have that issue. Buy it from Midwest Gunworks if you can. Now, if you look this part number up, you'll notice that the listing is for the FNP, which is the earlier model of the FNX. I guarantee you these work. I've mounted a Trijicon on this myself, and I talked to FN customer service after I found that the Trijicon plate was not included. The FN rep confirmed that everything I received in the package is proper spec for the model with the Vortex Venom, meaning if you order the Vortex Venom kit, you will not get a 3rd magazine and you will not get that Trijicon plate. So, now I just want to take a minute, talk about my impressions of the gun, and then we'll let you guys go. So I went out to the range with this brand new gun with the Vortex Venom, Vortex Venom 6 MOA dot. I think the 6 MOA dot is a great size. I really, really do, especially on a handgun that you're going to be trying to shoot fast and stuff. I wouldn't recommend 6 MOA for rifles, but for handguns, it's great. Now, first impressions of the gun with the Vortex Venom, it was pretty great. Minus, I did have some teething issues. The first 100 rounds through this gun, shooting Remington UMC, 230 grain FMJ, there was some teething issues. This spring is rather tight, so I was having some stovepipes and some failures to eject just because the gun wasn't broken in enough to fully cycle. So just keep that in mind. There may be some teething issues, but after 100 rounds, it was completely reliable for the rest of the shooting that I've put through this gun. With that being said, the Vortex has a nice sized window. Of course, that's not going to be the most durable optic on the market. That would go to the Trijicon RMR, which is why I wanted this mounting plate. But as far as just shooting, it worked great. I didn't have any issues with zero through about 150 rounds before I took that off, and it was fine. The 6 MOA dot was good, and it definitely made it faster to pick up target shot from shot. It also helped with the accuracy department for sure, because you can see the target much clearer. Other impressions of the gun, this, with the way I was gripping this, kind of like this, right? Nice up and high. This safety decocker was digging into my thumb here a little bit. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't super comfortable either. So just keep that in mind. Of course, I'm using the small backstrap, and I changed it to the less aggressive one. Magazines, not easy to load, not difficult to load, somewhere in the middle. Trigger, pretty good. The single action, you pull it back, and then it kind of stacks into the break, in my opinion. Very nice reset for a double single. And all in all, the single action is pretty good. Now, the double action from a decock, long, heavy. I'm really not a fan of the double action myself, and I do have a double action revolver that I love, but this one, it's just too heavy. And another thing I found for myself, your mileage may vary. As you pull this in double action, the finger slides down on the trigger. And I really don't like that either, because then you're rubbing on the bottom of the trigger guard, and it's just not the most comfortable. The magazine release is ambidextrous, so that means when you push it here, it comes out the other way, and vice versa. So it was a slight adjustment trying to get that mag out, because it does kind of, depending on your grip, hit that finger. But that's something that you can definitely get used to, and it's not too bad. Threaded barrel, I put an O-ring underneath here, just on the ledge where the threads stop, so that this wouldn't come loose, because I have heard people talk about that coming loose. I did that before I ever shot it, and that worked great. One negative that I have noticed with the Vortex so far is it does tend to get dirty and kind of fog up pretty easily. That may just be because it's super cold outside, and maybe I was getting a little bit of unburnt powder from my casings spilling onto the optic, but there really isn't a lot of distance here between the edge of the chamber and where that optic sits. A lot of other optic handguns, the dot is a little bit further back, and that may be a part of why it was really fogging up and getting real dirty, which did make it harder to shoot through the optic. So, okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with me. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember, if you want to mount a Trijicon RMR or a Holosun, you will need one of these two things, and it's probably going to be really hard to find that because it's out of stock, at least right now. All right, thank you. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.